Wolverines, I'm Lucas Consuegra, and welcome to Meet the Candidates. As many of you know, Student Council election week is here, and we at WBLN will bring you special coverage of this year's campaign. Today, you'll have a chance to meet all your candidates, as 6 of our reporters have been able to sit down and talk to each one of the candidates.
Hey guys, I'm Adrian Rodriguez here with WBLN conducting one of the presidential campaign interviews. Here I have Juan Tejera. How are you doing, Juan?
Thank you, Adrian. How are you? Well, you see, for everyone that doesn't know me, my name is Juan Tejera. I'm one of your presidential candidates, like Adrian said. And like I think every other candidate, I am a Belen lifer. I've been here since 6th grade. JV soccer, established one of the co-founders of Hope for Kasai. It's a foundation for a town in Africa. We really love that. I'm the vice president for Mu Alpha Theta, the math club, and the vice president for currently for the Hispanic Society. And I've been a representative, homeroom representative twice for student council.
All right, awesome. I feel like you did a pretty good job introducing yourself there. With that, I think we should get straight into the questions. So firstly, I just want to know just what do you think makes you the best candidate for the job?
Oh, that's a great question. And I think it's funny because one of the 6th graders in the Google Forms I sent out to every grade, one of the 6th graders, he asked me like, hey, what makes you better than other candidates? And I've been thinking about that question a lot since then. And really, first of all, there's with regards to our platforms and our ideas, I think all of us have great ideas. And if one of us wins, whoever wins, we're gonna be taking ideas from each other. Like I know it, because it's not like, oh, if JUANCHI wins, only JUANCHI's ideas are gonna be what's gonna happen. Or if Dylan wins, or if Julian wins, it's those ideas, right? But I think with regard to our ideas and what you look at in our platforms, there's 4 questions that I think we should be answering with all of our ideas. And that's like what the idea is, how it works, how we get it done, and why it benefits us. I feel like with my platform, I'm the only one, with my extended platform, I'm the only one who's answering all 4 of those questions. Because right now, I only see, from my opponents, I only see what the idea is and why it benefits us, not as much of how it works and like how we get it done. Also, on top of that, I feel like I'm not very narrow-minded, or I'm not saying they are. I don't think they are, but I think
of course.
I definitely have, of course. I think I have that peripheral vision of like, if this doesn't happen, if we don't get this done, there's a way around it. And I've seen this for myself a lot in getting things done. For example, one of my original idea for communication with the student body through student council was creating a student council Instagram. I had to talk to Mr. Roca, Mr. Jordan about that. And eventually we found that that's not a possibility. So we didn't stop there. We went with the alternative of, hey, okay, what else can we do? What is there to do? So we came up with the alternative of, let's use the student council emails to send out Google Forms, to send out updates, because I feel like right now that's very underutilized. So that's definitely something that I see for myself. It's like when you see a quarterback, the quarterback doesn't just have one option. It's like the coach tells him, hey, look, that your receiver right there, he's your number 1 guy. But what if I start the play and I see the the wide receiver going up for the play and he double coverage on me? Oh, I'm gonna stop. Like, no. There's a second receiver lining up in the slot. I can dish it out to my running back. And sometimes there's gonna be times throughout the year, and it always happens, where you get stuck. And it's like, oh, well, what am I gonna do now? And sometimes you really have to throw the ball away. I know when it's time to throw the ball away. If you get
like that,
what I mean by
little sports connection there.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So question 2. So can you speak to like specifically one thing, maybe 2 things that really drove you to decide to run for president? Like, did you see something wrong with the school? Maybe it was like a lifelong goal that you had, or just speak to that.
Well, with terms of a lifelong goal, I can definitely tell you it wasn't that, because I think something that's really nice about my story is that I didn't always love Belen. I wasn't always like number 1 guy since 6th grade, like, oh, I love Belen. It was something that hit me more towards like 8th grade, I would say. And it was like, wow, I've really been underappreciating a lot of the facilities we have here and opportunities we get here. For example, what you're doing right now, reporting for WBLN, that's not something you get to do for like in a lot of other places. It's an opportunity that you get at Belen and very other few places. And I think by talking with people throughout the years, I kind of see that we have that mentality sometimes, like, oh, this sucks. Like, I'm trying to turn that negative into a positive. Like, see, like, if you really want to do this, go out there, and through like taking this path, you can get that done. Specifically, I would say though, I was on junior encounter, and I'm not gonna I can't give too much details about that because I don't want to spoil it for lower grades who are coming into junior year or in the future. But there were moments where I'm talking with people, talking with my brothers, and I was thinking like wow, you really don't get to know everyone, but sometimes with very few words, you can make an impact on someone without even realizing it. When people gave their talks, just through very little conversations, and I want to make that impact. I kind of want to leave that legacy, not only not as an individual, but as a team with my class, with the class of 21. That's something that I would want to leave it. And the teachers, the faculty, they're remembering like, class of 21, they really made a good change here. Like, they left a legacy. And that's kind of like what has driven me. I want to leave a positive change. I don't want to leave here and just be like, oh, he didn't really do much. I want to make that positive change for all of us. I want to set those building blocks, because sometimes you can't get everything done. Because I can't get everything done in 1 year. But for the next guy that comes in and fills in this role, I made it easier for him to get to another objective that probably would have been impossible if I wasn't here. So that's really, I think, my inspiration and what drove me to run for this.
Got it. Awesome. And third and final question. On your platform, you mentioned the plan for Big Brother Games. And for those who don't know, it's basically an idea to bring high schoolers to middle school games for a middle school section of high schoolers. And while it sounds like a great idea, how are you going to ensure that students do, in fact, come to support the underclassmen?
Look, I think, and I have been asked this question, and I will be honest, some people on the Google Forms that I sent to my grade, I asked them about that. Like, yo, would you show up? Some of them said, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know if people would show up. But I think sometimes, like, the numbers don't lie. What I got from, for example, from the big brother, little brother thing, from the results that I sent on the Google Forms, last time I checked, we had like 20 replies, and 18 out of the 20 said, yes, I would totally love to do that. Like, I would love to do that. So I think with regards to that, numbers don't lie. If sometimes maybe like they might regret it, but I think we have 4 grades: freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And if we can just get 30 dudes that are in high school at an 8th grade middle school game, that's like, they can make that noise. And if they're there, it's because they want to be there. And 30 guys can make a lot of noise. And that's what I think, why I think that we can get that done.
Awesome. Well, it was great having you on today.
Thank you, Adrian.
Please remember to tune in to our special coverage this week. My name is Lucas Consuegra. Remember to stay home, stay safe, and stay golden, Wolverines.